Well, welcome back, guys. Unfortunately, everything kind of died. I got something on the lens. All the cameras died, so hopefully I've got some of the front footage. I'm just adjusting them. I'm back at the house, and I'm just adjusting them, trying to get them set where I want them to be. This one's going up a little higher. I don't know if I can change. See, I should be able to change the height with these if I can get in here, and if it'll lift it. I don't know if it will. Nope. Okay, so let's see if we can do that though somehow. Let's see. Let me reverse that. Okay. So if I go up out of the tube, if it'll spin out of the tube, which it won't. No, they're tight. Okay, let's see if we can get the whole thing to turn with these two locks locked up tight. Yes, there we go. That's going to give us more height without as much spring, right? Because we can take our spring rate out by lowering our spring to give us a softer ride, which is probably what I really need to do on the front. Is come up a little bit on the tube itself, the lower tube. So this whole section fills with thread. And now I'm taking some of the thread up, probably a couple of inches. Okay. But these were tight to get in. So what I'm gonna do is probably try to come back the other way. Bring my spring all the way down to soften the ride as much as I can. I'm getting the lower one. See if we can get that lower one done pop down some. There it goes. Okay. Pop it down as low as I can go. I think we're going to do the same thing on the other side because I didn't do that originally. Take that tire back off and do the same thing we're doing over here, which is going to be to reduce the spring rate a little bit, give us a little bit softer of a ride. We can absorb the bumps a little better. So once I kind of get in the hang of this, it's not bad. Especially if I can get my ride to where I'm happier with it. I want a softer ride. But I wanted to keep some performance. And that's where this comes in. This will be the kind of the performance side. Still have about an inch. So what I want to do is take an inch out of my tube on the other side. So it comes up an inch. Oh, just let me spot them loose. Okay. Now that that's done and I am covered with never sees, let's put this tire back on and see what we got here. I think that's going to do it. That should pop us up a little bit here. It's a little more height in the rear, which will force a little more weight on the front. Okay, so now tire just goes back on. Pretty simple. boom. Okay, I think that's going to end up being better, but let's slide this camera back so you guys can see a little better view. Oh yeah. Oh, that's a much better size. I don't think it shows really well from here. But that's now the stance of the Baja, and it really, if you look, the front could go lower and the back could go higher. I'm wondering if the front tubes aren't spun all the way in. It's very possible I did not spin them all the way in. So I think that'll be our next deal. We're going to spin this one out a 1/2 inch, and then we'll probably take the others loose and spin them in as well. It's kind of nice having these adjustables because I can make a lot of changes to the setup of the car depending on what I'm doing with it. So we're going to go up like that. Same thing as before. I got to get this tire off the out of my way. Off. Same thing. I'm actually just going to take the chamber loose. We're going to take this nut on the bottom and pop it up. Maybe. There it goes. Okay, till it's loose. Spin it up a little bit so you got plenty of room to work with. And now when you grab that second one, you should just start to turn it up. Goes. Goes. What I'm technically doing is bottoming out this suspension. That rubber there looks kind of questionable. I'm not gonna lie to you, some of this rubber on this thing looks questionable, so I'm probably gonna go through in the next couple of years and replace all of the body mounts and all that sort of stuff. We're taking the back end up at least an inch. And we're always going to have cargo in the back. So once we get our cargo weight kind of in there and set, we will have an idea of really where we need to go with this thing. And we should be able to get it kind of dialed in. Seems a little more difficult. It is more work. It is a performance upgrade. And that gives you adjustability. And that means more work, guys. But I will take that adjustability. Especially with all the mods we're going to be doing to this. Because we are going to be putting a bigger bumper in the front. And I have heard that does tend to cause some issues. We're going to have a winch up front. I mean, we're going to have 500 pounds hanging off the front. And that's going to take... Okay, just tightening the lower one down. go. Now I can bring my upper one back down a little bit because I'm too far up. Whoa. There we go. Spin that one down a little. Let's just spin this upper one down. And I went up with this, if you remember. And we got to get way back down. And I probably need to pull out some more of that because, honestly, it was down there pretty low. Ow. I don't like this spanner, I'm not gonna lie. The spanner that comes with this sucks. Should have 2 double teeth that lock in to 2 spots on here to make life easier. Because really, if you're not on there perfectly, it wants to jump off. It really needs a lip that it goes into. Okay. I'll put this one back on. These are not going to be adjusted totally correctly right now, I don't think, but we'll see how close we are. Okay. And then the fronts. We're going to lift the front again and crank it in. Because I believe that's what's going on. I'm way out of the base on those, but I don't remember. I thought we tightened it all the way up, but it's possible we didn't. I'm just going kind of slow until they seat. That tire back in. Trying to get you guys out of here. I got you wedged in there now. Whoa. Okay, guys, so that one's done. Let's lower it. See what the back looks like now. Ooh, I think that's lower. I think somehow I ended up going lower and lower and lower. Okay, that's got good spring on that side. Not really on this side though. What did I do? Damn. I mean, this side, maybe I went the wrong way? No. Went taller. Could be because it's not sitting perfectly level. Let's pull somewhere level real quick. Let's see what it looks like. Let me pull it more level. Just for giggles. For giggle diggles. Let me pull out here, level. Level. Let's see what we got here. It's about 2 inches. That's definitely high. It's okay. This side looks good. Is that about 2 inches too? That's about 2 inches, but it's raked. You can see the rake in there. Let's go look at this side and see if it's raked as well. Yeah. I mean, I think we're reasonably good. I really do. The fronts are kind of questionable, but it looks like we are now at least lower in the front. Now, I swear this side needs to come up though, about 2 inches. I mean, it really does. It looks, even though this is not perfectly level, just looks lower. It might be an optical illusion in the eye, but I don't think it is. Let's see. I think it needs to go up. I really do. Okay, here's our old ones. I'll pull them out of here because they were rolling around here earlier making a mess. Jessie. Let's take this one tire back off one more time. And go up just a little higher with it if we can. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take this one up even higher. Just don't feel it. And I understand I'm not on hard, solid, great ground right now. But I still think it should be sitting closer to level. What we're going to do is just like before, break the bottom one free. Okay. Once you get your bottom one loose, then you should be able to turn up this other one. And what that's doing is turning the whole tube, I believe. Let's check and see. Let's make sure we're turning the tube. Yeah. So the tube's going to work its way out of the base, raising the car up that much. Getting ready to go up at least another inch. Probably an inch will be about right. It's just so hard to see. Okay. Now, I'm going to go down with this. I think I'm a little too tall, but I'm actually going to lock it there. We're going to see what it looks like. So, once you lock it in, Now I'm going to take my top and go back the other way. And I'm going to start with the lock ring. If I can get it to bust free, which I did. I'm going to come down to about an inch. Just to show you guys, about an inch. Now, once I got that done, I'm just going to take my top ring, which this is the hardest part to get the locker to go in. Now we're just going to start rotating it down. So I basically get to that stopper. Ow! Bust them knuckles. Okay, now once we get here, tighten that down. Now I'm just going to take that one back up because I don't really know where it needs to set right now. Like I said, I thought it was going maybe a little far. Find a latch in there. There we go. Okay. Whoa. Drop the glasses. Oh, man. Now, it's just pop the tire back on and lower the car. And you'll repeat these steps over and over and over again, guys. Just telling you, if you don't have a lift. If I had a lift, I'd have run it right up on the lift, boom, 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 good to go. Okay, so now, wheel back on. Got enough room here, yep. We'll have just enough room. Okay. There, slowly but surely. Hey, kitty. What you doing, babe? What you doing, kitty? There they go again. That means it's time to go to Walmart and get contacts. Getting sick of dropping these on and off, on and off, on and off. Okay, so now lower the back gently. That looks better, doesn't it? Okay, so now showing about 2 inches. Much better than it was. About 2 inches. Now my gap in the front seems to still be way too high. I don't know if you can see that. But it's way high in the front. So we're going to fix that. What we're going to do to fix that is slide this in, take those front tires off again. And just like we did in the back, we're going to turn the fronts in though. Make sure they're all the way seated as short as they go. I don't think they are right now. And in order to do that, where we didn't have to adjust them, we are to do this. We're going to take these front wheels off too. Put that back on too. Okay. Now here we go. Now we're into the inner workings on the fronts, which are basically just like the rears. And what we're going to do is we're going to pop this loose and this loose. Okay, so that's loose now. You can see there's no weight on it, so it's not even tight. But what we're really going to do, loosen this one. Okay. What we really want to know is this tube all the way in? And it's not. So we're going to seat this all the way as low as it'll go to start with in the housing. We are definitely getting there too. It's going in. See, with the 3-inch lift kit, I don't think I need any of this extra adjustable height. So all I'm doing is getting it tucked all the way till it bottoms out in the bottom, which you can see it sticking through right there. Hopefully it's not going to hit anything. I don't see how it would. Okay, now I think what we're going to do is spin this one up. Which way is up? That way. Okay. I wonder how low I can go right there. Now it's loose on the jack, so I don't want to go any lower than that for certain, because then it's going to cause issues up here on that lock ring. Okay, so now I'm actually going to go right to the base, I think, is my best solution, to right where it's loose. Okay, so that spring's just loose right there. It's not moving around, it's just kind of flip-floppy. I'm going to grab here and here, tighten those two up, make sure our bottom is tight. Okay, our wheel's going to go back on here, and hopefully that gets us down closer to the height that the front should be. Because right now the front's much higher than it should be. You want your front lower than the rear. So let's get this and this over here. Now let's see what the front looks like. Okay, now let's take a look. Oh, much better. So it's definitely got rake front to rear. Maybe a 1/2 inch. The front bumper kind of goes up like it should. Front's down like it should be. The wheel wells are pretty even. So that looks much better than it did. So same thing on this side. We'll just pop this wheel off. Turn that tube all the way in. Pretty easy to work with, all in all. The other thing too is that tire looks a little low.